to go and see American Idiot, the Green Day musical, and I wasn't going to do a review, but I'm so excited I can't not say something about it. So the way I'm going to structure this is I'm going to go through each of the songs, because, you know, it's a musical, that's kind of, you know, obviously this is just my opinion. I've got my programme here. It has in here the synopsis, which is basically the story itself, and this really helped, because from reading the programme I understood the musical, I believe, more than I would have had I not purchased this. They opened with American Idiot. This was really almost like in your face. I was almost kind of surprised how loud it was. It was like going to a concert, but it was kind of like that little bit more, that there was a story behind it, which was amazing, because this album, American Idiot, is a story. I think it was a great idea to turn that into a musical, because this needed to be shown as a story. Jesus of Suburbia, this is like everyone's feature song for the album. I think it was done really well. The interesting thing with this song is one of the parts that I kind of tend to skip over is the I don't care if you don't section. It was amazing seeing it on the stage. Like, they had kind of these hand actions where they kind of like touching their shoulders, and it was almost like a representative of fighting, and they had a harmony. It was great. Holiday, they had this kind of scaffolding that they kind of made look like a train, and they were popping their heads out like this, and you really got the sense that they were on this journey. Boulevard of Broken Dreams, yeah, that was really sweet. That was like a stripped back performance, and it started off, you know, with him and a guitar and drum kit, and then all these instruments came in, all these different voices, and yeah, you really got this sense that he was on his own in a town, but there were so many people around him, like a city, but still, you know, you feel really alone. Favourite Son, I've never really paid attention to this song as a song by Green Day, but I liked how it was based on propaganda in the musical. It was about war and stuff. I enjoyed the song, watching it then. Are We the Waiting was amazing. It was actually really moving, and one of my favourite bits was when the chorus kind of came on and they had this door at the side and the door opened a little bit and this beam of light shone through. It really kind of emphasised this idea of something in the distance that you're kind of, you know, striving towards, but it's kind of like this bittersweet thing, because the thing with war is you're doing something, you know, you're kind of working towards something, but the risk associated with war is just, you know, unthinkable. So that was great. St. Jimmy, yeah, that was really energetic, really kind of, I wouldn't say scary, but, you know, yeah, dramatic. Give Me Novocaine, a bit like Are We the Waiting, kind of stripped back performance. There was this kind of action going on in the background whilst this guy was singing it, and he had a really nice voice and a guitar, and they also had the whole idea of war associated with that, so they had people pretending to be shot, which was really moving. Last of the American Girls, oh yeah, that's a song from 21st Century Breakdown? Yes it is, thank God. And that was paired with She's a Rebel from American Idiot. Okay, I would never put these two songs together personally, but it worked. And I really liked how they were singing Last of the American Girls and they'd have a lot from She's a Rebel in the background, and it sounded so good. It was like layering the song. It had so much texture. That was like the fun section. I really liked Last Night on Earth. They had all these lights kind of shone like twinkling in the background, and they had male and female singing the song, so it sounded amazing. Different tones in the song were great. Too Much Too Soon, again, a bit like Favourite Son. That was a song I'd never paid attention to that much when it was on the album, but I enjoyed it on the stage, yeah. Before the Lobotomy, that was done so well. They had these 4 people singing it, then all these people kind of joined in, and they had almost parts of the song overlapping. This woman who came in the background, she was like the extraordinary girl. She kind of danced with this other actor, and they were both on wires, and that was really, really good. And then When It's Time, this is the song I was kind of looking forward to. I wouldn't say most, but this is the song they had especially for the musical, I think. And I was really looking forward to it, but I was kind of expecting, I wouldn't say like a whole dramatic production, but it was just him singing by himself. It kind of gave a bit of variation from, you know, the big dramatic performances to that kind of a slightly more intimate section. It was really nice, but I thought, you know, they could have had some nice harmonies with that. They could have had some kind of oohs in the background, or I liked what they did with it, but it was different to how I expected. That was all. There was more from 21st Century Breakdown than I thought. Know Your Enemy, yeah, it was kind of one that I wasn't expecting to be in there, but I'm in a way kind of glad that it was. A bit like American Idiot, but it was more directed towards, you know, the main character, and it was this situation that he was in, and he was in a lot of trouble, and it was like a conflict going on in his head. I thought 21 Guns, definitely, and it was. And if they didn't have 21 Guns, that could have been a massive mistake, because I think that is one of Green Day's best songs. It has so much potential for the theatre, and I think that was probably one of the highlights of the evening. All these different people, they each had different kind of stories, in a way. All of that kind of came across with that song. Letter Bomb, it was sung by a woman about her side of the story, and it was a very energetic performance. I think maybe that was the part I enjoyed arguably the least. It wasn't that I didn't like it, but compared to everything else. And Wake Me Up When September Ends, as expected, him sitting on the stage with the guitar. I was like, how can you make such a fantastic sound with your voice when you're sitting down and playing the guitar? Incredible. And they were headbanging, not for Wake Me Up When September Ends, but you know, for most of the songs they were headbanging, and they still managed to sound really good. I was like, isn't your voice getting distorted? All three main characters with guitars singing the song. A bit like 21 Guns, they each had different stories that had gone wrong, and they were kind of expressing their feelings, and really worked. Homecoming, well, the main character kind of went off throughout the song Holiday, and then by Homecoming he'd realised, well, actually nothing good has come out of this as much, I may as well come home. And he'd returned home, and it was like a reunion moment between all the other characters. What's her name? I think I preferred the Homecoming. That was, if you like, the last song, but it really wasn't. That was kind of like the sad song, you know, I've come home, it's nice to see everybody, but I've left things behind. That idea that although it hadn't gone so well when he was away, it was an experience, and he'd almost become a different person, but it kind of had this element of hope. And it even says in the synopsis that, you know, it shows that he does have hope for the future. I'm convinced this letter bomb is the Nobody Likes You. It was quite interesting how that kept popping up as if, yeah, your life has gone wrong, no one likes you kind of thing, which is quite funny. And they kind of almost ended with that, and that disappointed me, definitely. And then they had the curtain call about 3 times, and I saw a rack of guitars on the left, and I thought, you know what, in America, they all come out at the end and play on guitars, because I didn't know anything about it that much before I went to see it. I thought I'd rather it be a surprise. Also, so I don't have any expectations, you know. So the only expectation I had was that they were all going to play guitars at some point, and I thought it was for 21 Guns, and I was wrong, right? They played Good Riddance, Time of Your Life at the very end of the production, and they all had guitars and they were all singing, and hearing that song at the end, it was quite nostalgic. It made my day. I love that song so much. Everyone there probably loved that song so much, and it was the perfect ending to that musical. It couldn't have gone any better. It was amazing. I had a great time. I really enjoyed myself. You need to go and see it. I recommend it to you.